Alright, this is Unit 1, Section 5 homework. I'm on the third page, so 19 through 26. Now, these are the advanced inequalities. Only reason I say advanced is because now we throw in negatives, which remember will flip the sign. And I put some challenging ones on here, I think more so on the back side. But we'll go through each one of these, so if they are challenging and you're struggling and you need help, that's what these videos are for. So let's start with 19. 19, I have an x, right, with a number. I don't have anything plus or minus with my x before or after. So there's nothing to add or subtract. I simply have to divide by -9. Okay, because I want to get my x by itself, so I have to divide whatever is right next to it. Okay, so I have my x. Now, because I divided by a negative number right here, my sign, my symbol right here, my inequality, it flips, so now it faces the other direction. So anytime you divide or multiply by a negative number, my inequality will change direction. Okay. And then over here, I just do -63 divided by -9. You get 7. And I can graph my answer. So 7, my symbol is not underlined, so I open. And greater than goes to the right. And that's it for that one. So I just divided. Okay, here, number 20. I have r divided by 10. Okay, so over here, since I multiplied by x, I divided to get rid of the number. So on this one, since I'm dividing by 10, I do the opposite, or I multiply. So this 10 is going to come over here. I'm going to do 10 times -1. Okay. So because it's divided, I'm going to do the opposite, which is multiply. So 10 times -1 is -10. Now, I did not multiply by a negative number, even though my answer is negative. It's this number right here that matters. So because it's a positive, the sign doesn't change. But because r is on the right, I'm going to go ahead and pretend there's a mirror and write that down. And now I can graph my answer. So my symbol is underlined, that's a closed circle, and greater than would go to the right. And next question, 21. All right, 21. So this is kind of the same as the second page right now. I have a letter with a number, so I have to divide that, but before I divide, I have to move this 3. Okay, because 3 doesn't have a letter. So all numbers have to go the other side. So because it's a positive 3, I'm going to do -3 on both sides. I carry down my -8p. Don't forget the negative. My symbol didn't change. And 99 minus 3 is 96. Okay, now I just divide, right? So I do divided by -8. So I'm going to come over here because I have more room. So p, now because I divided by a negative number right here, my symbol is going to come over and change direction. Okay, and then I do 98 divided by a negative, or no, I'm sorry, 96 divided by -8. You get -12. Now I can graph. So I have -12. My symbol is open because it's not underlined, and less than goes left. And I'm done with that one. All right, 22. So 22 looks similar to 20, except now I have this extra number that's added, where up here I did not. So I still am going to have to multiply by the bottom, the -10, but before I can mess with that fraction, I have to move this +8. Okay, so I'm going to do -8 on both sides. So I have 8 minus 8 gives me 0. Carry my symbol and my fraction down here. Okay, and now because it's divided by -10, I'm going to bring this over and do multiplied by -10. So that's still 0, right? -10 times 0 is still 0, but because I multiplied by a negative number, my symbol, my inequality, will now change directions. So you still have to change, even though you got 0, it didn't change. But I multiplied by negative. Okay, and then because n's on the right, I'm going to flip it. Oh, it's on the left. So it gives me 0 as my answer, okay, because 0 is a number. And my symbol is underlined, so it's a closed circle. And less than goes to the left. And now I'm done. All right, 23. Now, some of y'all have asked during class, which is totally normal. That's why I put this on here. Oh, look, I have 2 x's. Can't I just put those together? Yes. So remember, that's combined like terms. So I have 4x minus 7x, and they're on the same side of the inequality, right? So because they're on the same side, I don't change the sign. I just do 4 minus 7, gives me negative 3x. Bring down my symbol. This number did not change. Okay, and now, if you guessed divide, you are correct. I divide by negative 3. So my x is right here. And look, I divided by a negative, so my symbol now has to change direction. And then I do 12 divided by negative 3, it's negative 4. So I write my number anywhere I want. And underlined is a closed circle, right? And less than goes left. And I'm done. 24. Well, we're almost done with this page. Okay, same thing. Look, I have 2 x's on the same side, so I can combine like terms. So look, my 2 and my symbol, I can just carry those down. Those did not change. And then I have 6 minus 8, negative 2x. And of course, I have to divide as my last step. So I'm going to divide by negative 2. So 2 divided by negative 2 is negative 1. Because I divided by a negative, my symbol or my sign now changes directions. And then I have x. And then x is on the right, so I'm going to go ahead and pretend there's a mirror, do all that. And now I can graph my answer. So my answer is negative 1. That's a closed circle because it's underlined, and then greater than goes to the right. And I'm done. Hopefully you're getting faster at these. And these are seeming to be easier the more you do these, okay? All right, 25. We got 2 left on this page, and then, 8 on the back, and we're done. So getting there. Okay, now I have parentheses on here. So remember, just like with equations, if I have parentheses, I'm going to multiply or distribute. So I multiply 4 times 1, I get 4. 4 times negative 5r is negative 20r. So again, a big mistake I keep seeing people do, and you just have to be careful, is if there's a letter, when I distribute, I have to keep the letter there, okay? The r doesn't go away, because if you forget to write it, you'll accidentally get a wrong answer. You don't want to do that. Okay, my symbol and my number 104 did not change. Okay, from here, now it looks kind of normal from what we've been doing. So I want to get rid of the 4, so I subtract 4 because it's positive. I bring down my negative 20r, don't forget the negative. And then 104 minus 4 is 100. And then if you guessed divide, then you're right. I divide last. Okay, so I have r, I'm going to write it over here just because I ran out of room. R. Now look, I divided by a negative, so my symbol, my sign right here, changes direction. And then 100 divided by negative 20 is negative 5. Okay, now I have negative 5 down here, and I'm underlined, so it's a closed circle, and greater than goes to the right. And look, last question on page 3, 26. Okay, pretty much the same thing as 25. I have negative 4. I need to distribute that first because you have to get rid of parentheses. Okay, so my 68 and my symbol, my sign, inequality, whatever you want to call it, none of that changed. Okay, then I do negative 4 times 2n. Don't forget the n, so I get negative 8n. Negative 4 times negative 5 is plus 20, because two negatives make a positive, right? Y'all are probably like, yeah, we know, we know. Okay, 2 more steps. So I do minus 20, because I have to get rid of that before I can divide. 68 minus 20 is 48. Bring down my inequality sign. Bring down my negative 8n. And if you said it out loud, I'm so proud. You do divide. So divided by negative 8. So look, I have 48 divided by negative 8 is negative 6. Because I divided by a negative, my inequality sign will now change direction. And then I have n. And because n's on the right, I'm going to do the mirror. Okay. So I have negative 6 down here. My symbol is underlined, so there's a closed circle, and greater than goes to the right. Awesome. So hopefully you're getting faster at these. And then if you need the last page, go get the other video. Okay?